The time is 8:18 p.m. For the record, we had a meeting prior regarding the budget that went over time, so that's why we're having our meeting at this particular point in time. And we appreciate everyone's patience. Good. Okay. You have a forum? Alrighty. So, next up is roll call. Invocation of pledge of allegiance to about your head, Heavenly Father God, we come to you. Sometimes we be foolish enough, oh God, to think what we would do without you, as if we don't already know the answer. Absolutely nothing. We appreciate you, oh God. We praise you, we glorify you, we magnify you, oh God. Your grace, your mercy, and your favor gets us through each and every day. It takes us through each and everything that we have to deal with, oh Lord, whether it is dealing with our family members, our friends, our colleagues, our co-workers, whether it's dealing with things that we can't quite understand or can't quite comprehend, oh God, which you are there. You are always watching, you are always keeping us, you are always holding us in your bosom, oh Lord. You are always taking us forward, and you're teaching us lessons along the way. Whether it's directly through your word, or whether it's through the other vessels that you have decided to use. And we are held so grateful. Oh God, we ask that you would let your spirit come down here into the city of Harvey, that you will allow it to flourish throughout the city so that everyone may know you, not just know of you, but to know you, oh God, that they may have a relationship with you, that they may understand that some of the things that they think that are so important are not as important. And they definitely are not important when it comes to you. Because there is no God but you. And we need nothing and no one else. We ask, oh God, that you will continue to bless this council, that it will continue to do the work, and even when we don't necessarily get it right, oh Lord, we know that you perfect our imperfections. You make those things that may be wrong right. And you make all things work for your good. Amen. So, we come to you, oh God, knowing that we are not worthy, knowing that we are not even worthy to come to the throne. But we thank you for just this moment, for just giving us a moment of time, oh God. Now remember, we understand that you are eternal. We are not, but just the moment that you have given us, oh Lord, we are ever so grateful. And we will continue to praise you, we will continue to magnify you, because we know that while the devil may try to have his due, you own everything. And everything goes through you. Amen. This we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on the agenda, the executive session. From my understanding, we don't have any. So we'll bypass that, return to open session. Next on the agenda is number 6. Approval of minutes dated July 28th, 2000. Approval of minutes dated July 28th, 2025. The chair will entertain a motion to approve. Motion by the 6th. Second by the 5th. What's that? You're not working? Motion by the 6th. Yeah, I'm trying to hear the team in the audio guy. You working it over here? Okay. Motion by the 6th, second by the 5th. Is there any debate? Hearing none, you may cast your votes. Motion carries. Next up is approval of minutes dated August 11, 2025. Have a motion by the 3rd, second by the 6th. Is there any debate? Hearing none, you may cast your votes. There is a motion carries. Next item is 7A, approval of bills dated August 25th, 2025. Is there a recommendation from the finance chair?
Mr. Mayor, there's no recommendation from the finance chair. We decided to have a meeting for the next meeting.
Okay, so we'll bypass that and move on to number 8. Approval of ordinances and resolutions for the city of Harvey, AAO business none, AB new business. 1. Motion to approve a master services and purchasing agreement between Axon Enterprises Incorporated and the city of Harvey. This motion authorizes the city of Harvey to renew the body camera subscription used by the Harvey Police Department for another 5-year term. Before we vote, I just want to say real quick, I'm really proud of this particular issue because of the simple fact that the city of Harvey, well, first of all, the state mandated that all municipalities would have, I think by 2025, body cameras. And the city of Harvey was way ahead of any mandate by the state. And that was due to the work of our police department, not only thinking that it was a good idea to go about having the body cams, but also helping to implement that. So there's a motion by the 6th and a second by the 3rd. Is there any debate?
Yes.
Chair recognizes the 4th ward.
Thank you, Mayor. When it comes to this ordinance that we're supposed to be voting on, I would like to debate the fact that we didn't go through the bidding process. This will be going through another 5-year term to see if anybody else can get us better service. I also feel that this is a public safety issue where everybody, all the residents should be more informed of what these body cameras do and how they can protect them and protect the officers. So either or, I would like to refer this to the Public Safety Committee or the Finance, if not both.
We have a motion to, I'm going to interrupt. Oh, you don't want to interrupt? Okay, Chair recognizes the 5th ward.
So I can better understand that.
Because it'll be open for debate, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I went up because you said that we're mandated to have it. So we have to get them. Can you use your mic?
can you use your mic? Thank you.
Sorry about that. If we're mandated to have them, my first question would be, when is the subscription already expired, or when does it expire?
This there he is. You don't answer that question on the top of your head?
It is not expired yet. I'm not sure the exact date when it is expired.
Okay, because that's my concern. I mean, we're mandated, we have to have them. The one thing I don't want to do is delay that when we're already being mandated by the state to have them. Point of order, Mayor.
To recognize the 4th ward.
Thank you, Mayor. There's a current motion on the floor.
Okay, well, the motion on the floor is actually a motion to approve. So if we're going to follow that, then the motion to approve is by the
First
first.
motion to refer it to public safety or finance.
Well, we were in the middle of debate.
Okay,
Okay, so that's what we're in the middle of, and that's what I'm recognizing.
thank you.
We're in the middle of debate. Now, I'm trying to get, if there's a debate as far as what you want or what you don't want.
Just send it.
Say what?
Just call the vote.
Mayor, before that vote is called, I want to
Sure, recognize the second one. Thank you.
when we think about this system overall, one of the key highlights that I found was that it has cloud evidence storage and integration streamlined investigation. So this is a hopeful thing to assist us in supporting our court compliance. So that's a plus. But my question, and it goes back to the finances, and which is, I too agree with the alderperson of referring this back to public safety, because as we're looking at the increased amount of finances and just overall just different costs. My question in cost control is, does the contract has built in an annual price escalation up to 3%? Do we as a city even have the financial manpower, and as it takes to the budget proposal for 26 to even absorb that type of increase annually?
Well, I don't know, maybe that could have been asked in the previous meeting. However, to go back to, first of all, this agreement itself is a professional service. That's number one. We don't have to do a bid and everything on professional service. Number two is the council already voted on this. And as if you look in the contract, there's an automatic renewal period for this in the first place. So what we're doing is we're just, I'm gonna say, going through the motions to make sure that we're taking care of business that we're supposed to take care of. But then going all the way back to what you said, Alderperson. I got a motion by the sixth and a second by the third. So we've heard debate. Is there any other debate? Hearing none, then you may cast your votes. Yours not working?
Are we voting on?
No, we're casting the votes. There's a motion by the second, there's a motion to approve, and there's a second by the third.
Okay, so I have to make sure what's the error of what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. And this motion carries. Thank you. Next item is 8B2. An ordinance adopting a municipal grocery retailers occupation tax and municipal grocery service occupation tax for the city of Harvey, Cook County, Illinois. This ordinance substitutes for the state grocery tax, which will be expiring December 31st, 2025. Chair will entertain a motion to approve. We have a motion by the third, second by the fifth. Is there any debate?
Yes.
Kind of figured the chair recognizes the second ward.
What do we, as I know it, I've only identified one particular grocery retail, and that is, not even I guess Apazar's, One Stop Liquor, and the establishment on Wood Street. It'll come to me.
Alex.
Thank you, Alice's Butcher Shop. Are those going to be the only retailers that are assessed a 1% fee, or is that for every liquor store as well, since they sell some of the same goods as a grocery does?
Well, one is, first of all, that's not a debate. But I'm still going to answer the question, but if you want to debate, I prefer you debate it before I answer the question.
Well, my debate is that's not detailed within the packet.
Thank you. As far as it's a grocery service, it's grocery retailers occupation tax and grocery service occupation tax. So for those who sell groceries, some things are not counted as groceries and some things are counted as groceries, depending on what you're buying. So those things that you would purchase, say for instance, that were counted as groceries, they would receive the tax. Many of our residents, many of our residents are on some type of subsidized financing for their food and groceries and things of that nature. They would pay no tax at all. Okay, if they bought, say for instance, that grocery, they would pay tax at all. This is for those who, once again, are specifically buying grocery items. Now, I'm not a grocer, so I cannot give you an exhaustive list of every single thing that is included in grocery. But this particular tax is specifically for grocery. Okay. Is there any other debate? Hearing none, we may cast your votes. Motion carries.
That is ordinance number 3415.
Okay, the next is a resolution supporting and consenting to the Cook County Class A property tax incentive application, subject to a redevelopment agreement for certain property located in the city of Harvey, Illinois, 380 East 167th Street, Amber Packing Supplies Incorporated. This resolution makes the Class A incentive conditional and subject to the developer, A, making an investment of $1.3 million, B, completing the project within 7 months, and C, making community benefit payments equal to 1/3 of their property tax savings. So there's a motion to approve, motion by the third, second by the fifth. Is there any debate? Hearing none, you may cast your votes. Motion carries.
That is resolution 4009.
All right, next item is a resolution accepting animal control vehicle donation from Cook County Department of Animal and Rabies Control. This resolution accepts the donation. Cook County Department of Animal and Rabies Control is donating a animal control vehicle to the city of Harvey. Is there any debate? Oh, I have a motion by the third, a second by the second. Is there any debate? Hearing none, you may cast your votes. Motion carries.
That is resolution 4010.
Next item is number 5, a resolution authorizing improvement under the Illinois Highway Code. This resolution authorizes the use of motor fuel tax funds for the purpose of maintaining streets and highways beginning 5/1/2025 to 4/30/2026. We have a motion by the 6th, a second by the 3rd. Is there any debate? Hearing none, you may cast your votes.
That is Resolution 4011.
Motion carries. Next is a resolution executing a joint funding agreement between the Illinois Department of Transportation and the City of Harvey for the 150th Street project. This resolution outlines the joint funding agreement to reconstruct and redesign 150th Street, extending from Dixie Highway to Halsted Street. There's a motion by the 3rd and a second by the 6th. Is there any debate? Hearing none, you can cast your votes. Motion carries.
That is Resolution 4012.
That's the old slab, that's the hot slab, right? It's, Davis,
Yes.
what's the amount on that? Yeah, I'm on page 10. Well, I'm right now. I'm moving on.
You asked me how much are we asking for?
Yeah, how much here?
So this is giving us authorization to fill out the application. This is on, we can ask for up to 1.7 million, but this is just giving us authorization to fill out the application to submit to the IRS.
Reason why I asked that question is, say it again, what's that amount again, 1.1?
We can ask for up to 1.7 million.
So for those who were in the previous meeting, understand what that means. So while we're trying to do this work for 150th Street, we're going to do the engineering, go through the necessary phases. But just hypothetically, if we was to get a $1.7 billion grant, a portion of that is going to be taken by who?
State of Illinois.
Specifically, the Illinois Comptroller. Okay? So as we applying for these things, that's good applying for these things. I just want everybody to keep in mind that's something that we got to deal with. All right. Next is
$45,000. Comes out to about 400,000.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, you said 45,000. Okay, resolution number 7, the resolution, could you give a number for that one, clerk? That was for the resolution executing a joint funding agreement.
That is Resolution number 4012.
Okay, I want to make sure I didn't go past that. Thank you.
We're on number 6, right? 'Cause you asked-
Yeah, we did number 6. We're going on to number 7. She just gave the resolution number for number 6.
Okay. And there should be a height option.
Number 6. Yes, that's for the 150th Street, 50th Street project. Okay? Number 7, a resolution executing a joint funding agreement between the Illinois Department of Transportation and the City of Harvey for the Roby Trail project. This resolution outlines the joint funding agreement to engineer a new 1.5-mile north-south bike pedestrian trail extending from 147 Sibley to 159th Place. There's a motion by the 3rd, second by the 5th. Excuse me, is there any debate?
Mayor, who is,
Chair recognizes the second ward.
thank you, who is, it says, excuse me, the city council hereby appropriates $15,084 or as much as may be needed to match the required funding to complete the proposed improvement from TDCH. It says local fund source. Who is TDCH?
Anyone? We got a world full of acronyms, so I know somebody over there on the smart table should know what that means. What page are we on?
This is page 126.
Is it 126?
This is the Roby Trail agreement.
Yes. Mm-hmm. See this page?
I found,
It's actually page 10 of 10. The bottom. It's the local funding source. It's an acronym, but I just don't remember the acronym.
Transportation development credits.
What's the age?
Just TDCH funds, is commonly referred to as transportation development credit for highways, a form of local match used for transportation projects in
So
Chicago.
so everyone can understand what he just said. He says TD, that's why I'm saying it out loud. TDCH means
This is a definition from Google, so I admit I have not researched this legally. The idea is, I just quickly looked this up, but basically it means transportation development credits for highway. It's a program from the Chicago region. It's basically a match program. Ms. Davis, does that sound about right?
He said, does that sound about right?
yeah, we'll end up spending it, yes.
Well, she wanted to know who is TDCH.
Yeah, it looks like it's a match program.
As long as it ain't CJC, we don't get it.
It'll end up coming out of, NIT.
No, but no, she wanted to know what is TDCH, which council has already given a response to. Okay, all right. That being said, is there any other debate? Correct, we have a motion by the third, second by the fifth. We may cast your votes. Motion carries.
That is resolution 4013.
And then finally, resolution of authorization for the open space land acquisition and development Central Park project application. This resolution outlines the Outland Grant Program application guidelines for the Central Park project. The chair, the motion to approve by the 3rd, a second by the 6th. Of course, I know there's some debate, so let's hit it. Any debate? What? Okay, hearing none. You may cast your votes. All right, motion carries.
That is resolution 4014.
Thank you, council, for such expeditious work as far as taking care of this agenda. Now, on to the piece known as the stalls, what everyone has been waiting for, public comment. Public comment is encouraged and appreciated. This is the only opportunity for the public to address the city council on agenda items and any other city-related business. In order to accomplish all business on the agenda and be respectful of everyone's time, council members will not engage in dialogue with individual members of the audience, and no immediate action will be taken on any public comment issue. When your name is called, please proceed to the podium, state your name. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. No speaker may donate his or her time to another speaker. Comments shall be courteous and respectful at all times. Please. No person may use public comment for the purpose of campaign or advertisement. This is not a question and answer time, and council cannot engage in conversations with the public. Questions and concerns about operations should be addressed with city staff during regular business hours. Excuse me. Our first public comment is Glennis James Watson, followed by Reverend King Jr.
I'm not as prepared as I normally am because my questions really come from the previous meeting. But I wanted to say, so there was a lot of comments about where Harvey has been versus where we are now and how much progress has been made. And I have not been a resident of Harvey for very long, so I can't speak to what improvements have been achieved. But what I do know is how I felt as a resident of Harvey the years that I've been here. And I can put it in, I feel taken for granted often. I feel condescended to. A lot of the things that I've heard from various older people, I feel like, what did we elect you to do? You're pushing, a lot of things have been like pushed back onto the residents. And one thing, I've been asking for financial resources since I got here, almost ever since I started attending public city council meetings. I've been asking for copies of the bills list or copies of the budget or annual reports or whatever, but just to know what is the financial status of the city. And it's only until now that's being acknowledged. And, you know, we were told just earlier that we can't get a copy of what was presented to all the persons and the staff tonight, but we'll get it once it's finalized, it'll be published. But meanwhile, we're, 4 months into the fiscal year? It'll be the end of April, and that means we've already expended funds that should have been appropriated or have been appropriated, but we're already in the process of it. The other thing is, I feel like the public is being gaslit into believing that we're being antagonistic by holding you guys as responsible for providing us with what we need as residents, or not even what we need, but what we deserve as residents. Because again, I feel like we're being antagonized, being placed as antagonistic. With respect to placing the onus on the businesses to push back on the landlords, I think that's absurd. If the weight of the city of Harvey can't get them to pay, how do you expect the business owners to be successful in getting them to pay back their bad taxes? Especially those that have entered into payment agreements. They don't have the funds to do that.
Thank you. I have a comment on that, but the simple fact is we have a certain gentleman by the name of Reverend Jesse Jackson, who during his time as the head of Operation Push and the Rainbow Coalition involved residents, simple, just regular old residents, in many boycotts where we were not being treated fairly or being handled equally or equitably by entities of corporations and things of the like. And change happened because those people, those regular people came together and did what they did. So there's a lot of power. It all seems like y'all got a lot of power to come up here and talk about the city. We just asking that you use some of that power somewhere else. For the people, for the real enemy, because the real enemy is not here. Reverend King Jr.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to say some things that I heard, some things I want to talk about here. My understanding is that the controller was making all these statements, and I appreciate Mr. Lewis, all that. The problem that I see is you have the treasurer sitting right there, and state law says that the treasurer is supposed to have control of all finances if that treasurer is elected. A non-elected treasurer's job can be taken by anyone. And right now, as far as I can see by the state codes, Harvey is in violation of what the treasurer is supposed to do. So the reason that you don't get the answer public is because the wrong person is in charge of your money. All this stuff about the property taxes and everything means a pot of beans, because guess what? If we don't really know, if we're getting secondhand information, we're not getting information from a licensed treasurer who was elected by the city of Harvey, does not have a chance to do her job. She's making a salary, but she's not allowed to do it. Something's wrong. Another thing, I passed by a house over there, I can't think of the street, but it's by the church on 147th Street. A tree was sitting on the house. And that tree sitting on the house, for some reason, the city of Harvey, from Sunday all the way to Monday when I checked the resident, there was a problem. Not only that, my understanding, the resident is probably being threatened after the city of Harvey tree is sitting on his house on a city side or across the water line, where that's the responsibility of the city of Harvey. And he is told that Harvey is responsible because he doesn't have insurance. Guess what? Harvey is responsible for that. And because she didn't move, I suggested that he does something outside of Harvey. Because we don't take that. Like the lady said, we have something to talk about. We have rights as citizens. I've been in the 6th Ward for how long? Practically 40-something years. And I think we've had, what, one meeting in the 6th Ward? One meeting. You have more meetings here and more contact than I have seen in the city of Harvey on the streets. On Halston Street, I don't see that same prostitute anymore. I hope Harvey police removed her. But guess what? Everything else is happening. They're selling cigarettes. They're selling, I don't know what you call them, they're selling these cigarettes, and property taxes are not being generated. The thing you talk about the property is this. The property taxes and the property money, the reason you're not getting any money is because you're spending all the money right here. You know how much it costs to have all these officers here for a meeting for 2 or 3 hours? You know what you can do with that money for city workers every month? You do this twice a month. You think these people working on the streets make that kind of money? No, they don't. So you sit here, smile, make your grins, but the problem it is, you're not really doing your job when you don't see right in front of you where the money's going. I appreciate these officers, but they shouldn't be used as security guards attacking and arresting the citizens that voted for the administration who's here. When the administration turns against the citizens, something really bad happens. That's why I suggest things have to have a major change. We have to be informed and know what's going on. And my plans are to make a change in the 6th Ward because I'm working with the citizens above and regardless of what's happening in the politics.
Thank you. Next is Brian Zinlowski, followed by Chappelle Hooks.
If you would please Please don't start my time before I'm at the stand. So I'm redeeming my time. I've been too nice about that way too many times. Don't do that. On August 22nd, 2025, I was denied entrance to City Hall for the hearing on Keisha Stokes, who is the niece of Alderwoman Delaney Smith. They were together on the evening of July 14th as myself and others were witness to illegal evictions on Myrtle Avenue by Jedediah Brown and his associates, while Harvey police stood by watching and protecting Mr. Brown and his associates during these illegal evictions. She assaulted and battered me on that evening. There was also Amir and his daughter were also battered and he was pretty badly injured. Jedediah Brown, Raheem Sharks, Alicia Spikes also were supposed to face charges of battery for the mob attack that evening, from the evening of July 14th. After being denied entry, I waited outside until I saw Harvey police let Keisha Stokes walk out the back door. Yeah, she just walked out the back door. She and the 3 other attackers were fined $100, and they were allowed to leave. Just stroll right out the back door. They have never been arrested, or booked, or charged properly to this day. So if Mayor Clark's goons assault and batter you, your attackers get off with a $100 fine, I guess. That's the way it rolls in Harvey. As I see Alderwoman Smith just smiling and laughing, and she was there witness to all of this violence. I don't think it's funny. How is that just? Proper charges should be filed with the county immediately. Stop playing God and follow the law. People are tired, Mayor Clark and others. People are tired of politicians and their family and their friends not having to follow the same rules as everyone else. Do you need I remind you the 4 times my Alderwoman Chapman was arrested needlessly? She had done nothing wrong each time. The last time she was not only booked, but she was taken, she had to spend the night in county. These guys were held in handcuffs for maybe a few hours and then released on the street. That is not justice. Is that how you would want your mother, your brother, your sister, yourself treated? So apparently that's how it is right now. Mayor Clark and Alderman Jawinski, Randle-El, Smith, and Rogers, when will you follow the rules you hold us to? That's what I'd like to know. And you're still smirking. Shame on you.
Thank you. Next is Chappelle Hooks, followed by Nicole Williams.
Hello, Harvey. My name is Chappelle Hooks. So, I want to make one thing clear. Last administration, me and you, Clark, became pretty cool because I was always on Kellogg. And I never voted for Kellogg. The 4 terms he served, I never voted for him. But I stayed and held him accountable, and that's how me and you got cool. We used to talk all the time on the phone for hours. You know, talk all type of stuff, say whatever. But it seems though a lot of the things that you were saying, once I researched, they were not true. And that's where my disconnect from you came. But to say that all this stuff, remember when you were an alderman, Whittington, Jawinski, and Brown, you all voted no to everything. So all the things that we should be having right now, that y'all trying to vote on now, we should have been had that last term. But you talk about Alderwoman Kobe Chapman doing all this stuff because of her aspirations or whatever, but that's what you did when you was an alderman. Y'all stopped and stopped the city from moving forward because of your aspirations of where you sit in 2019. Also, safety issues. When you became alderman, I never asked you, Mayor, I never asked you for anything. All I asked you was to do right by the people and keep your word. You didn't do that. You had, streets and sanitation wasn't doing their jobs back then. The grass was this tall. The grass was that tall. Because when the boy got shot, running through my yard and they found him 5 hours later? Yeah. And then June 29th, the boy came on the corner and shot at me. I fell, broke my leg. My nephew got shot. Yeah, that. And, you know, a lot of things would be different and probably we would have money if you started with the overhead, which are the people that sit in these higher positions that's making that higher money. Cut them out. Cut that down. People getting 100 and some thousand a year and all that, cut that down. And then that way we'll have people on streets and sanitation. We're gonna have some people working out here. And remember, when we had our meetup, cleanup, and our board approved, we didn't ask y'all for $1. You told us no. We did it anyway. We bought it up at least 400 homes without the city money.
Say that.
So, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Nicole Gooden, followed by Ruby J. Donahue.
Hello. So I listened to a lot of the comments made in the financial meeting, and it disturbed me greatly. And the previous meeting too. First of all, the tax revenue that y'all keep telling the citizens to go talk to, I can't think of her name, but to go talk to her about is absolute BS. That's not their job. First of all, when people's taxes are not paid, their houses are sold or their property is sold in a tax salvage sale, which they are not holding this year. They're holding it over to 2026. Second of all, you only have a 2-year right of exemption to get your property back. So that list of properties that you all are sitting on is revenue. The properties that y'all not selling is revenue. I have came to this building several times. I talked to Caesar. I also emailed Chandra, whoever's doing the Gospel Fest. I sent her an email over a month ago asking if she needed any help, if she needed any more celebrities. She never responded. I went to Caesar and I asked him, I said, how can you get rid of 300 properties, over 300 properties, by yourself? I paid $25 twice to inquire about 2 different properties. I graduated in 1996. I'm 47 years old. It breaks my heart to come to Harvey. I moved back from Naperville. I don't have a problem with coming home, but it looks terrible. The streets are broken up everywhere. It looks like it's never been paved in the first place, probably since conception. So at the end of the day, you are giving a job you all are elected to do. I'm not here to go talk to her. Now, I can't think of her name on her. Yes, Tony Pepper. That's not their job. You all need to sell those properties. That's revenue. That's tax money that you're sitting on. I also told Caesar I have investors that want to buy blocks, build new construction. I haven't seen new construction in Harvey since maybe early 2000. It was like a few houses. So at the end of the day, the revenue that you're speaking of, I brought plans, I brought ideas, and Caesar just looked over it. I explained to him that I have an investor that wants to buy the old 50-yard line on 147. That was ignored. And the 2 houses that I inquired about, I did a FOIA request. I did everything that was listed on the Harvey webpage. And then I paid $25 for 2 properties that all of a sudden are no longer available. So at the end of the day, the people that have helped me the most, I would thank Lonnie, because he gave me a permit. But to have a permit that takes 7 to 10 days, that's ridiculous. That's my
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next week, and for the record, the old 50-yard line is not owned by the city of Harvey. Next is Ruby G. Donahue, followed up Jedediah Brown.
Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Donahue, okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. A Fort Worth resident called me early Sunday morning after the Saturday night, April 16th storms, stating that she and her husband were blocked in their home by a fallen tree branch. Help arrived Sunday afternoon, but I was unable to contact Ward 4 Alderman until late Wednesday evening by phone. He abruptly hung up on me. He abruptly hung up on me. He abruptly hung up on me before I could state my call reason. The disconnection to our communication was quite apparent. He didn't want to talk. I just wanted to notify him regarding the incident. The tree branch was still there on the house roof. This type of person should be more identifiable as a leader in our community, and of course, any of the potential groups that he may be associated with, stand up and be right. Okay, that's what we're looking for here in Harvey. We will continue to fight for our city. And as an alderman, you have to be responsible, accountable, and things that I've given you at the beginning of any of your administrations, follow through on. Check your footsteps, meet with people, and of course be able to answer the inquiries. If you can't do that, then don't serve. That's what I'm saying. And of course the concerned citizens of Harvey. But I'm not speaking now in terms of the concerned citizens of Harvey. I'm speaking as Commissioner Ruby J. Donahue. I've been a commissioner for 25 years and I've always served without a penny. I will continue to do that, although I'm not affiliated with the township per se, because I do not like what is happening around us. We got to change the scene. We've got to be more active. We've got to be more communicable. We've got to say what we have to say and do what we have to do in a very organized and a communicable manner. This has not been done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Jedi Brown.
So I want to say that I come here to these meetings to hopefully learn and hear about the issues so that we can possibly get to addressing them. And I'm so sad that my name keeps being brought up and these same tie narratives keep coming up. So let me say this to Ryan. He had an opportunity to go before a Cook County judge and present his case. Before the actual case date on a motion, that judge dismissed that case. It's over now. It's time to move forward. And so with that being said, I've been also coming into these meetings and I've been simply trying to get one answer. And that was what was the perspective of the Alderwoman Kobe Chapman as it relates to the reception I've been receiving in this city. And I've not got an answer until the last meeting. I heard your words which was keep going, stand up. And so when you look at the optics, and it's okay because I'll be able to provide a timeline, I don't know what you're looking at, but I've been working in the city trying to help the things that are affecting the city get resolved. But as of today, I have one of your supporters writing online that they're going to put a bullet in my head. And so as a woman of elected position, I just wonder if you're going to say anything about somebody associated with you actually saying that they want to do an act of violence. But really what I want to do right now is I want to speak to you, Mr. Clark, because I've looked at everything that I was told on my way here, and I've experienced these meetings, I've paid attention to everything that's going on. And sir, I want to say to you, brother to brother, black man to black man, to keep your head up and to the hills from which cometh your help. Because when the enemy comes against you like a flood, God will lift up a standard against him. And I also want to say to you that you do reap what you sow. You sown, now you reap me, but also Harvey does. And I'm saying to you, sir, I don't work for you, but now I'm praying for you. And every label, every lie, every manipulation, and every agenda will fail, as I know God don't never let me down when I seek his face. And so God told me to get quiet and get focused. And I want to say that to you. Stay quiet and stay focused. Because the people who need to see, they see. And when they show up based on the lie, they're going to end up getting to work. And the last thing I want to say, outside of Kill, not their Kill, but the other Kill, and the African-looking police officer, the rest of your officers, I actually commend them and I like them because they are not weaponized. They're actually doing their job. So I want to say to y'all, underpaid and understaffed, thank y'all for standing around this wall, making sure that people are safe in here and can exercise their First Amendment rights. And that there is a difference between people who want to see the city get better and people who want to weaponize perception because of their political aspirations. And one thing I know I'm good at, and that's showing the difference between the two. So buckle your seatbelt.
Thank you. Next is the oral comment. Before we go into the comment, I just want us to stop for a minute because we had lost our family. Our esteemed clerk had lost his son. And so, I don't know if she even wanted me to mention it or not, but I will say this much. When people lose a family member, the clerk's office is one of those offices that work to make sure that those people are recognized, that their families are recognized, and that their families are remembered. So, I'd like for us to do the same, as far as that's concerned. If you know our clerk, you see our clerk, offer her and her family a kind word, as we get some arrangements. We'll let the appropriate parties that the clerk deems appropriate for what we'll let them know as far as that's concerned. But we just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. You want to help me out here? So while Kimani is doing what he does so well, how about that, Kimani? I want to read something to you because last time I got up and I used this board, I think I was talking about the treasure. Was it?
Yeah.
And I went through the law as it applies to the treasurer. I went through both our state statute and our municipal code as it applies to the treasurer. But once again, since I told you about that bus, because for some odd reason, no matter how many times I say it, somebody's still gonna come back up and say we're doing something wrong when it comes to the treasurer. This is not a part of my prepared remarks. Which one? Well, that one's still mine. I don't know what that one. Report. This is not part of my prepared response, but it says, once again, in the code, if a comptroller is elected or appointed in a municipality, our comptroller is appointed. If a comptroller is elected or appointed in a municipality, the corporate authorities by ordinance or resolution may confer upon the comptroller the powers and provide for the performance of the duties that the corporate authorities deem necessary and proper. So, we've already done that. That was done, once again, years before I even became mayor. I think while I was still a little kid, at least for 1991. So I was like going from kid to adulthood at that particular point in time. And the city council at that time chose to have a comptroller. All I'm gonna say is, I'm not gonna go into a big diatribe as far as the comptroller of the treasury is concerned, but we're following the law. We're following what was done back then. We're following the state code at this particular point in time. So, I don't know, maybe somebody gets a kick out of trying to make it seem like this administration is doing something. You're doing something wrong. You know, but there's nothing, there's no there. So, we breaking the rules, everything. Hey, y'all have to understand how fast they would be trying to put me in jail if I even jaywalked in this city. But that's that. Kimani, you ain't done. I've decided that we're going to drag some folks kicking and screaming. And the first thing that I want to drag us kicking and screaming on is this word, together. In order for this city to move forward, we will have to do it together. Now, I don't know what she wears, I don't know if she even cares about my words. But the city of Harvey's ceiling is what it is because it demonstrates a bunch of people working together. We have the scales of justice, we have a beehive on our seal. Because like bees, we're supposed to work together. And at the end of the day, I don't know what that little story is about somebody who could, but said that they wouldn't because it wasn't their responsibility to do so. I forget how that goes. Say what? Yeah. But the simple fact is, it's all of our responsibilities if you live here in the city of Harvey. Bottom line. And if you're not willing to contribute to the city in which you live in, then go look at Orland Park. Go look at Naperville. Go look at those other communities that have all of these volunteer opportunities available. All of these people who get up and say something about their communities that's trying to move their community forward. They're doing it. But then we say, well, it's not our responsibility. Okay, if it's not your responsibility, fine. This is to those who believe that it's their responsibility. Okay? And we know that we have to do this, and we have to do this together. We're not going to get to where we need to go. Those who were here for the previous meeting. Everything that we have to deal with, we're not going to get that done if we're not trying to do it together. There are those who are not like us, who would like to see us stay divided because it actually puts them in a better situation as long as we are dysfunctional. You get what I'm saying? As long as we stay dysfunctional, a lot of the other entities around us benefit as a result of it. And sometimes they feed us that division, hoping that we will take the bite, we will take the bait, so we can go on and continue to be dysfunctional and not come together. And I'm the first to say, I was almost falling victim to that. But then I remembered some things. And those things that is, in order for us to move forward, we have to do it together. So for those who are interested in doing together, I'm interested in you. So what we have come up with is the Citizen Advisory Boards. And those Citizens Advisory Boards are here specifically for the citizens to actually be able to not just come up to the podium and talk about what they believe is wrong, but to also have an opportunity to be a part of the solution. You now have that opportunity, and you will have that opportunity going forward. The Citizen Advisory Boards will allow you to do so. Of course, this is what some of y'all not gonna like, but it comes with the territory. It's appointed by the mayor. So some have already checked out when that was said. But my question is, can you not see above and beyond your own personal feelings to actually get engaged and bring your time and your talent and your treasure to the city in which you say that you love? That you say that you love. It's appointed by the mayor. We are here to do several things. We are here to research, and we are here to create solutions. All the rest of that jibber jabber and all that, it does no benefit to anyone. Once again, it's not putting any food on anybody's table, clothing on anybody's back, roof over anybody's head. It's not doing it. But if you're coming to try to help us find solutions, we want you. We want you. So, some of the examples of the different paths have come from some of the things that have been said in public comment. I know a lot of times people don't think that we don't listen, they think we don't listen to the public comment, but we do. Now I'm not going to tell you which grain of salt I give it, but the bottom line is, we do listen. And one of the first things we need to take care of is property revitalization. I think somebody mentioned that sort of kind of tonight. It provides inclusive long-term solutions to address the issues of vacant and underutilized properties and those with significant or occurring outstanding code violations. This is where you come now. And when you think you can, or know you can do it better, this is where you add whatever your knowledge, experience, or background is, so that we can do this a little bit better. They say the biggest room in everybody's home is a room for improvement. Okay, we recognize that. Now that we recognize that, you have an opportunity to help. Because we need to figure out how we're going to come up if we want to demolish 10 homes. Which ones, okay, which ones first? Which house is more important than the other house? Okay, then the second one is, if it costs $25,000 to demolish a house and you want to demolish 10 of them, Where are we gonna come up with $250,000 from? And what part of the budget is going to take that hit? Because we're not budgeting correctly, right? So we're not budgeting correctly. So you tell us which part is supposed to take that $250,000 hit so that we can get those houses demolished. Because it's not enough that we've already received grants and then we've demolished almost over 100 properties. You want more? If you want more, come join the Property Revitalization Community Advisory Board. Okay? Second, revenue. That's another one. To investigate alternative sources of revenue and to consider new and innovative ways to finance the provision of municipal services, to improve infrastructure, to plan for capital improvements, to maintain a stable tax and rateable base, and to maintain the city's property taxes at the minimum level necessary to provide those necessary services. So once again, there are some people who work in accounting, some people who work in finance, some people who come up, use that creative portion of their brain to come up with different ideas on how we can go about getting sources of revenue. If you don't like us talking about the businesses, great, I'm with you. Let's find an alternative source. Let's find some other way to do it, if you don't agree with that. But I think that we can all agree, regardless of anything else, we can agree that the city needs some money. So at the end of the day, how do we get that revenue? That's another one. Public Works. We decided to go over here to the second ward. And mind you, speaking of that, every single ward gets gets some service. Every single ward does. Okay? But we can go over to the second ward, and somebody in the fifth ward is saying, well, why don't we come over there? Why don't we come over to the fifth ward, and somebody's complaining over in the fifth ward, somebody in the third ward is saying, well, why don't we come over there? And then while the grass is growing up over there, somebody in the first ward is saying, well, why don't we come over there? Help us. Help us to make those decisions that keep us up at night. Tell us which lawns are supposed to be cut. Which ones do you think would be the best? Which house? You keep saying whatever's in the fifth ward. But show us which ones you think are best. And show us how we do it in a more efficient and effective way. No, that's it. But you're going to have your opportunity, because I'm going to tell you how you do it. Okay? But show us how we do it in a more efficient, effective way. Now, mind you, these ain't just ideas. You ain't got to just come up with ideas. That's your job. You got to come up with a little bit more. Public safety. Advise the mayor of community concerns, suggestions, and grievances regarding the city of Harvey Police Department, the Harvey Fire Department, as well as innovative techniques and solutions needed to increase transparency, accountability, and trust between the community and public safety departments. Here we go again. Got a problem with police, problem with fire. We've gotten some FOIAs over the fire department and things of that nature. Help us. Help us. Help us find out how we can do a better job in the police department. You tell us where the police are supposed to go. Now, we have a lot of subject matter experts who help us with what we do in the police department and the fire department. But some of y'all feel like you can have something to add. Come on down and add it by joining the Public Safety Advisory Committee. Seniors. We already work with the seniors. We do a lot of work with seniors through the Department of Senior Services. But we want to make sure that the seniors are there to advise and collaborate with staff to advise in the creation of an inclusive and connected environment to support senior services. We can do more on senior services than have line dancing and what's the other thing? And bingo. We can do more. And we want people to come in and help us to do more. But that means you got to roll up your sleeves on this one. You can't just say, this is all we want, and then walk away from it. Youth. A lot of people, last time I did a community solutions meeting, somebody asked the question, what you gonna do for the youths? Anybody get that? Anybody get that for the youth? Okay. What you gonna do for the youth? Even though, I don't want to put it out there. Even though the park district is in shambles, the library is in shambles, the school districts need to be consolidated. Y'all over here wasting y'all time with it on me. Trying to figure out what we're supposed to do for you. But if we did it together, we'd be able to figure it out. And in this particular case, we want to hear from them. So youth, I'm talking directly to you because this is a group of high school students that advise and collaborate with the staff in the creation of an inclusive and connected environment to support youth services. Because obviously, our district ain't doing it. Our district run by one family. So is the library board, run by one family. But bottom line is, this is what we want to see. So if you're younger, you're the youths, then come on down. And finally, animals. Because animal control is out of control. So we want to advise and support the city of Harvey on animal-related issues and provide recommendations with regards to animal control matters. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do, probably in the next meeting or the meeting after that, is I'm going to put together, council, a resolution so we can send the issues of animal control and animal control issues over to the Public Safety Committee. Because we want them to come up with some issues, to come up with some solutions to the issues that we have regarding all of these stray animals that are allegedly just terrorizing our community. We don't want that to happen. So I'll be coming up with a resolution to do just that. This ain't your idea space. So if you just got ideas, I need you to go back, think about them a little bit, figure them out, and then come on back. But we'll still be here. So come on back. But if you just got ideas, I told you before, we're looking for solutions. Okay? We want to know what? What are we doing? What can we do better? What should we do? What's the best direction for us to go? This is where the Citizens Advisory Board gets in. It says, okay, let's figure this thing out. How? How are we going to do that what? Because we can't just do the what because you said, let's go do the what. Let's go get rid of all the stray dogs. Okay, let's go. Let's go tear down all the houses. All right, I got a hammer. I got a sledgehammer. I got some crowbars and stuff. Let's go do it. Let's bring in more economic development. Come on. I'm with you on whatever it is that you say that you want to do. And if by chance we don't have a committee that does the things that you're interested in, we'll create that. Okay? Because we need you. I'm going to repeat it again. We need you. And the part that I didn't realize in the beginning, because I almost got caught. And that's why I'm not blaming anybody. That's why I said we're going to stop this venom and vitriol. I almost got caught in that same way that some of y'all get caught in. Instead of focusing on the city, you're focusing on self. You're focusing on whatever ambition that you have or something that you want to do in the future. We're not doing that no more around these parks. Not right here. That don't go right here, Melvin. All right? How? Then we're going to come up with a plan. Uh-oh, wait a minute, hold on. But he gonna make us right. That's right. We gonna come up with a plan that can be presented to our public. Because you want everything to be transparent, we're gonna present it to the public. And we're gonna let the public decide. And we're gonna let not just the council, but all the people that sit in this room. We're gonna let them decide if your plan is the plan that we're supposed to be using. Because we want to be transparent. So they're going to get a chance to look at your plan. And we're going to help you along the way. Now, we're going to not leave you out there. Because remember, it's the mayors and possible. The mayor is making the appointments. So we're not sitting you out there to see you fail. We want to see everybody succeed. But at the end of the day, you got to come with a plan. You got to present your plan. And we're going to find several things when we start doing that. I call it the 3 L's. We're going to find some leaders. We're going to find some learners. We're going to find some lackers. But they don't want to do nothing at all. That's what we're going to find. So we're going to see. We got to come with a plan. And then, like I said, presentation. Everybody's going to grow as a result of this, I believe. Because now it's time for you to put up, shut up, one or the other. Because now it's time. Applications, my man, will be available at the mayor's office on September 1st, 2025, giving you all the additional information that you need to know. I hope to see a line like we had with court this past, what was it, Friday, whatever it was. I hope to see a line going down the block. Okay?
Like for the tickets.
Want to see it?
Talking about for the courts.
Available at the mayor's office on September 1st, 2025. I dare you to get involved. I double, no they're not. That's why I said mayor's office. I double dare you to get involved. I dare you to show how much you love the city that you say you love. Show us. You know, I used to be in a relationship at one time, and my significant other told me, you know, baby, love is an action word. Okay? That's right, y'all heard that one? Love is an action word. And let's do it. And let's do it. All of them. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you've done, what your position is, it doesn't matter. Okay? All of them. Questions from the council?
Yes, ma'am.
Chair recognizes the second one.
So as a first recommendation to you, for those who may not have the ability to get to your office, we like to ask that you, additional to the budget, have that online. I see that the Citizens Advisory Board is much like the committee meetings. So I know that.
Is there a question here?
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, can we get to the question, please? This is my presentation.
In a moment, you said questions.
Okay, can we get to the question?
I'll get there. Thank you for your patience. Well, with that in mind, though, you as a recommendation, because I don't have a question, I have a statement, that it needs to be also available online, because for those who don't have the ability to get to your office before 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, they have the ability, maybe because working professionals are at work, and unfortunately, they may not make it out to your office beforehand. So that would be a good opportunity for you to have online. But additional to that, excuse me, additional to that, you talked about that respect. Let's keep it,
Yeah, well,
keep it
you
on.
were talking too while I was talking, but that's okay. Continue.
Thank you for your time. Much of what you're doing is in alignment to the committee meetings. So I like to say to the council persons of finance, legislation, economic development, and public works, let's have those committee meetings, because that can be a support to the Citizens Advisory Board, because committee meetings are just that. They're for the residents, as well as the chair and the co-chair. Certainly, that's an opportunity for the residents to implore the council in regards to composing legislation based on or befitted to you all's needs, likes, ideations. So I'm just thinking, when we talk about that togetherness piece that you talked about at the very beginning, the collaborators, all those entities work off each other. And for certain, the committee meetings are very, very, very important and can be a support to the cabinet. That's my statement. Thank you.
Well, we're not running the committee meetings the way the Public Safety Committee ran this meeting at their last meeting. So at the end of the day, we have to have some structure, and the residents don't get to communicate or participate in the community's meetings. Excuse me, in the committee meetings the same way they do with the cabs. So, third ward.
For the record.
Let's make one.
I'm sorry, for the record.
No.
We did have a legislative meeting. We just had no legislative.
Oh no, we're not doing it.
Okay.
We're not gonna do it. I'm asking for questions.
Okay.
And before we start this whole statement thing again, if you're not leading off with a question, don't do it, because I'm gonna stop you. Okay? Questions?
They don't want to be a chatter, but I just answered with them all that chat. Say questions, you give them statement. They want a question, don't you understand? For allowing you to say. The chair allowed that. Thank you. Thank you.
Y'all see why we can't even come together, right?
Thank you to the chair.
We still can't get there. But we're gonna keep fighting for it over and over and over again. And as far as this is concerned, I'm gonna close the questions because it's looking like that's not going to be productive. So, once again, thank you very much. We can get the solution later. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you listening. Once again, September 1st, we will have the applications ready to go at the mayor's office. That being said, if there is nothing else for the good of the order, if September 1st is Labor Day, then it'll be on September 2nd. If there is nothing else for the good of the order, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion. Motion by the second. Second by the fifth. All in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, hearing none. It's 9:46 p.m. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great week.